Welcome back to this board game off. So today we're going to do a playthrough of Champions of the 100 Halls. So this is on Kickstarter right now. So the link will be down below. This is a prototype, so therefore everything you see is subject to change. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and jump in, kind of an overview of how to play. So right off the bat here, this is going to be our scenario deck. So this is called, well actually this is prototype, so the Citadel is not what it's called anymore. It is now called Black Council. Anyway, so this is basically the boss deck that we're going to go through. So as this one says at the beginning of the scenario, we're going to flip over one of the boss cards, which is this. And we're going to start the whole game by removing 4 of the bosses from the deck and place them face down underneath. So these are all of the boss cards from that this told us to. And at the beginning of each scenario turn, we're going to reveal a new boss. And once we defeat all of these bosses in the scenario deck, we win. And then this deck is going to be full of other stuff that are going to come in play. Then we have a realm deck. We are in the Denier realm for this one, and this is basically going to be the same thing. We're going to flip over one of these. It's going to have an event, a monster, something to fight and or do. Some things have rewards, some things just hurt you, but we'll go through. This one says that at the beginning of the realm turn, if there are 5 or more counters on this card, we're going to trigger a collapse. So that's something that's going to could happen with this realm. During their turn, meaning any player may reduce the collapse count by 1 by flipping a card over on the realm deck. Meaning during a player turn, we could flip over another one of these, which could hurt us, but it might decrease the collapse count by 1. And then at the beginning of the realm, if Denier has collapsed, remove all Chomper cards from the realm deck and place them in play, then shuffle. That is, Chomper is just a type of monster in that deck. Now we have our heroes here. So we are playing a 2-player hand here. We have Claire. She's going to have 35 hit points, 5 elements. So there are going to be the 5 elements, and each hero has different elements that type of damage that they do. So for her 5 elements, she does 2 fire damage and 2 air damage. As an activated ability, she can copy an artifact. Until the beginning of Claire's next turn, copy the effect of a trinket or artifact in play for Claire. So basically she could use another one of her cards as her activated ability. And at the start of the game, remove the Forge from the deck and place in play, and then shuffle your deck. So we have the Forge out in play here, which says when a Forge card is played, put a counter on the Forge and deal damage to any target based on the number of counters on the Forge. Forge is immune to realm and scenario effects and cannot be sacrificed or targeted in any way. So that's her special card that she has out. We'll have a hand of 5 because we're playing with 2 players. As you can see, my health count is at 50 because we get plus 15 health for playing just that 2-player. And we can play 2 cards from our hand on our turn. Where normally you only play 1 card. You could only play 1 card on your turn normally, but at 2-play we could play 2 cards on our turn. And our other hero that we are playing is Zane. He's got 32 hit points plus the 15. His elements are 2 earth and 2 water, and his activated ability is speed tattoo. Discard or draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card from your hand. So he's going to be able to get more and more cards in his hand. As you can see, I already added the 15 to his health. He doesn't start with any cards out. That's just some heroes have that. Now let's go over turn order here. So the first thing that we do, the scenario deck is always going to go first. So the very first thing we'll do is we're going to flip over that, and then we'll do anything that boss card says. And then we'll come over to the realm deck and we'll do the realm deck, whatever it says. So we'll reveal 1 card and do whatever it says. And then we get to choose who gets to go first between our heroes. Once we set that, it always has to be that. So if we go Claire first, Claire will always go first after the realm. But at the beginning of the game, you can choose the order of the heroes. During a hero's turn, you'll have a hand of 5. As I said, you could play 2 cards and activate 1 ability. Activated ability could be this activated ability. You could activate your 5 elements and just do 2 fire and 2 air damage. Or some cards might also give you an extra ability to activate. And then at the end of your turn, you'll draw 1 card to end your turn. And then the other player will go, they'll play 2 cards, activate an ability, and then draw a card to end. Now they can activate ability, play card in either order. However, you cannot do the play a card action twice or activate an ability twice. You play 2 cards, you can activate 1 ability, and then you draw a card. So it is as simple as that. So let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, this says at the beginning of the scenario turn, which it is now, we flip over boss card here. So we'll put right there. And we have a Lauren Pell is our boss. She's got HP 20 plus 5 per player. So her health is at 30. At the end of the scenario turn, deal 3 damage to the player with the most cards in hand. Right now, because we haven't gone, we both have 5. Because this doesn't say to do anything else, is the end of the scenario deck turn. And so we have to deal 3 damage to a player with the most cards in hand. Claire starts with a little bit more, so we'll have Claire take that 3 damage there. It is now the Realms deck turn. At the beginning of the Realm deck turn, flip over a card from the deck. So we have a Rogue Phoenix Core member with an HP of 7. At the end of the Realm turn, Rogue Phoenix Core member deals 2 damage to the player with the fewest cards in hand. Once again, that is 6s, so we'll just pick one. So it is actually tied. I'll just have him do it there. One thing I forgot to mention here, not mention, but putting out HP tokens there and there. We're gonna go ahead and have Claire go first here. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm gonna play this Phase Redirector. So it is a Trinket Forge, which benefits us with here. But whenever this player plays a card, deal 1 damage to any target. And when played, this card can be given to another. So I could give this to Zane if I wanted, but I'm not going to. Because this one says, whenever a Forge card is played, which this does say Forge. So whenever Forge is played, put a counter on the Forge and deal damage to any target based on the number of counters on the Forge. So because that is my first Forge, I place that counter 1. So that means I do 1 damage. So I'm gonna hurt that boss there for 1 damage. And then I'm actually going to play this card, which is the exact same one. Whenever this player plays a card, deal 1 damage to any target. So because I dealt this, or because I played a card, this one activates, I deal 1 damage. This one tacks up because I played another Forge card. And when I play a Forge card, I do that much damage. So I'm gonna do 3 damage. So I'm taking 3 more off of the boss there. So that is my 2 cards played. However, I still can activate 1 ability. And my options are basically this activated ability to copy an artifact, which I could do 2 more damage, but that's fine. Or I could activate and do my 5 elements attack, which will do 2 fire and 2 air, which is 4 in general. So I'll do 4 more damage to him, so he is down to 22. So that is the end of her turn. So she'll draw 1, and we'll come over to Zane's turn. So we're gonna play a spell. Spells, however, unlike everything else I played for her, spell basically is just play and then it gets discarded directly to your graveyard. So I get to draw 1 card, then I get to play 1 card from your hand, so that doesn't count as one of my 2s. This is like an extra one. I heal Zane for 1 damage. We'll go back up to 46. And I can only cast 1 of these per turn, which is fine. I only have 1 in my hand, so I'll put that in the graveyard or the discard pile there. Okay, I don't know if I shuffle this very well, but I have 3 leaping punches, which I think I might use one just because it's what I got, which I'll play. So it says Zane deals X targets 4 earth damage, where X is the number of imbuements in his graveyard, which I only have 1 right now, which is the one I just played. So I only could do 1 target 4 damage, which once again, I will hurt the boss here for 4 damage. And now I do have 1 activate an ability, so I'll activate my 5 elements and do another 4 damage. Once again, to this boss guy. So he's down to 14 already. However, I am kind of ignoring this guy. I might hurt me in the end, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, no, I have 1 more card to play, because this one let me do a card. So I still have 1 more. So in that case, I'm going to use this one, a Stunning Punch. Target non-boss enemy doesn't attack next turn. So I'm going to give that to the humanoid we haven't touched. And I'm just going to place this card on his card just so I remember that he's not going to attack, and then I'll put it into my discard pile. However, that is the end of his turn, so I'll draw. That is the end of the round, and we'll go back to the boss's turn. So once again, we will flip over another boss, which is why I've been trying to take care of him, because we have another one coming out. It says HP is 40 plus 5 per player, so it's going to be at 50. At the end of the scenario turn, deal 3 damage to the player with the highest HP. If all other Black Council bosses have been destroyed, increase damage to 5, which they have not. Start. Oh, whoops. I'm supposed to start Eleanor. Oh, I didn't say that on the card here, so I did not know that. I apologize for that. That's my bad. I'm not going to rewind everything. So we'll go there. And 50 health on her. So 3 damage to the highest, 3 damage with the most cards. They both have 4 in their hand. Let's split it up. She has higher health, so she will take 3. And then we'll have him take the other 3. 1, 2, 3. And now it is the Realms deck turn. We flip one of these over. 5, at the end of the turn, Realm turn, deal 2 damage to the player with the lowest HP. When this card comes into play, deal 2 damage to the player with the highest HP. So they'll both take 2 damage. So Claire will go down to 42, and Zane will go down to 41. And he gets 5 health there. And he does not attack because of that card. And now it is Claire's turn again. So I'm going to play this one here, a Lifeblood Injector, which is another Forge. Damage from Realm effects, quests, or own cards cards are reduced by 1 to this player. So basically anything but monsters, which right now doesn't really do anything. But we're going to do it anyways because it is a forge. Because I played a forge, this goes up to 3, and I get to do 3 damage. Because I played a card, I get to deal 1 damage. Because I played a card, I get to do 1 damage. So I get to do 5 damage to I could do 3 to 1, 1 to another, and 1 to another kind of thing. But I'm just gonna keep whittling down this boss here. So 5 damage to him. And then I'm gonna play this one. I should have done this first. Oh well. This is the Arcane Enhancer. The player's damage increases by 1. When played, this can be given to someone else. So this is another forge, so this takes up by 1. So now this is 4. However, this one does specifically say that damage cannot be modified by any other effects. So this +1 does not count towards that 4. So I'll do 4 damage once again to that boss. So I'll take 4 damage off there. But these 2 can be added. So that's 2, that's another 4 damage, which I will do to this guy. So he has 1 health left. So close. If only that artifact could have done something. Actually, if I would have played that one first and then that one, I probably would have killed him. Oh well. I'm not going to go back. But what I am going to do is I'm going to just do an element attack. Actually, I am going to do this 4, but I get to +1, so actually it is 5. And yes, I'm going to do it to the boss. So he's down to 45 health now. However, that is my turn, so I'll draw 1 to end. All right, now I didn't kill the boss because I'm going to do this card again. Zane deals X targets 4 earth damage, where X is number to the imbuements in his graveyard, which he has 2 in there now, which now will be 3, but he's going to have 2. So now I'm going to do 1 of them, which will kill this humanoid boss, which will just get discarded up there, and then 4 to him, like that, and he is down to 41. And actually, I'm going to do that one again because I had so many, but now there's 3 in there. So 3 targets, I get to do 4 damage. As you can see, I have 4 damage here, and then I have 2 targets here. Almost kill that one, and he is down to 3 there. And then I am going to activate my ability here, not my ability, but my 5 elements to do another 4 damage. Why not do it to this big bossy guy? So he's down to 33 health, but that is going to be the end of his turn. So he will draw. It is now the scenario deck's turn again. We'll draw over a new boss here. We have Tamako. Their HP is going to be 30. At the end of the scenario, deal 3 earth damage to the player with the most enchantment, trinkets, and artifacts in play, which is definitely going to be Claire. So we'll put 30 on her. And we have 3 damage to the one with most HP and 3 damage to the one with... So we could actually do this in any order here. So I'm going to do this one first, which is definitely going to be Claire because she's got all those are trinkets. So 3 damage will be 1, 2, 3. So at 39. Now the one with the most HP is going to be Zane at 41, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 38. So that was the scenario's turn. Now the realm's turn. 2 damage to the lowest HP and 2 damage with the fewest cards in hand. Once again, they're both at 3 in their hand. We have 2 damage to them, so we'll just split this up, and 2 damage to her. The realm's turn, I forgot the beginning of the realm's term here. Ghost Wind. At the end of the realm's turn, Ghost Wind heals the player with the lowest HP for 2 damage. If the collapse occurs, sacrifice this card. Ooh, so this one actually helps us with the lowest HP, which will be Zane. So we'll actually heal back up to 38. All right, that's actually beneficial. That was cool. All right, let's see what we have for Claire now. So I'm gonna play this trinket. When this player discards 1 or more cards, deal 1 damage to any target, but the effect only once per discard effect. So if one effect tells me to discard 3 cards, I still only do 1 damage. And I could give that to someone else, or I could play this card, which will up this to 5. So then I could do 5 damage to someone, which I will do 5 damage because he has more health. Yeah, just only 3, but I will start working on this boss now. So 5 damage. And then I played 1, so I get 2 and 2. So one of those is gonna kill this creature, and 2 will almost kill that humanoid. So that was 1 card. So I actually only have 2 cards in hand. Neither one of them are actually really helpful at the moment. Because yeah, I could do this, but he's only got 1 health. So I don't want to waste 3 of my counters just to destroy something with 1 health. And then this is to return other trinkets back to people's hands or back to play. But I don't have anything in my discard. So none of those are going to help. So I'm not going to do a second card play. So I'm just going to do her 5 elemental attack, which will be 5 damage because of my +1. So Tamako is down to 20 health. At the end of my turn, I will draw, and it is now Zane's turn. So I have actually not played with these 2 characters, so this is very different where Claire has like all of these trinkets out, And Zane doesn't have anything out, which is actually not normal. But all I have is spells so far. So I actually can't do anything with my cards, sadly. Both of these cards just tell me I can play 2 additional cards, and I can only play one of them anyways. But the only other card is to destroy target event or enchantment, which there are no events or enchantments out. So literally cannot do anything with his cards. So I'll activate my ability to draw 2 cards and discard 1 from my hand. There we go. So now I've finally got a trinket. Damage to Zane reduced by 1. Zane damage reduced by 1. Oh, Spider Weave armor. So I do 1 less, but I also get 1 less damage. As additional cost to the spell, discard 1 card. Destroy non-boss enemy with 10 or less HP. Oh, but once again, I still have, man. So basically, I still can't do any attack to do that 1 to that realm deck there. Well, I do have to discard 1. I'm going to discard this one because my hands aren't good anyways right now. So I don't want to play 2 additional cards. Let's go ahead and play this one. I'm 1 less damage done to me, but I also get reduced 1. So we'll do that just so we don't die. And that's everything because I did an activate ability and I played card. So I will draw to end my turn. It is now Scenario's turn. We'll flip over another boss here. That says, so who is it? Enthica Dromondona. HP is 30. At the end of the scenario, deal 1 damage to all players, and each player must discard a card. Oh, that sucks. Okay, go ahead, put 30 damage on her. Okay, at the end of the turn, 3 damage with the highest, 3 damage with the most cards, and 1 damage to all. So, but they both, oh no, but Zane does take 1 less, so he will not take that 1 because it decreases by 1, but Claire will have to take it. Then deal 3 earth damage to play with the most. That is also Claire, so she'll go down to 33. And then at the end, deal 3 damage to the one with the highest HP, which is Zane, but that's decreased by 1, so he'll just take 2. Now it is the realm's turn. HP 12, at the end of the realm turn, engage Boomer. At the end of the realm turn, Enraged Boomer, this card, deals 4 damage to the player with the highest HP. When Enraged Boomer dies, increase collapse count by 2. Oh snap. He's got HP of 12. Alright, so we have 4 damage, one with the highest, which is Zane, so he will take 3 damage because he gets to -1, so he's down to 33. We are even now. Play with the fewest cards in hand, which is actually Claire, so 2 damage to there. And then lowest HP, heal for 2 damage, which will be Claire, back up to 3. Nice. So that actually like cancels out each other. Nice. All right, come back to Claire's turn now. We're definitely gonna play this one. Damage reduced to this player by 1. So that would have been nice last turn, but we'll play that one there. This goes up to 6, and I get to do 6 damage. So I'll do 6 damage to her. There's 14 there. And then, but because I played a card, I get to do 2 damage, so 4 more damage. So I'll just take off that 4 damage there. I will play this one, remove 3 counters from the 4s, so this goes from 6 to 3. And I get to destroy a target event, quest, or non-boss enemy, which I will take this guy and destroy him, just because he does a lot of damage. But that means I will have to increase the collapse count by 2. So we'll just put this counter on the realm deck. And then because I played a card, I get to do 2 and 2. So I get to do 4 more damage there. So I will do that. And then I will activate the ability 4, but that's +1. So that's 5 damage. So I'm 1 away from killing Tamako. So close every time. And then she will draw 1 to end her turn. All right, let's go ahead and look to see what we have here. Once again, I just don't have much I could do, so I'm going to activate my ability there. 1, 2, there we go. So we've got Zane deals any target X damage, where X is equal to the number of imbuements in his graveyard. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5, so he's going to do 5 damage. 5 damage is so much. Oh, but that's actually reduced by 1 now. So 4 damage. He will do the 4 damage just to get rid of her, sadly. Kind of wasted damage there. And then I'm going to play this where I could play 2 additional cards, which is also an imbuement. I need to make these separate. Oh, so that means now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 imbuements in there. And that's my non-imbuements. I'm going to do this. Damage increased by 2, but Zane takes 1 damage at the end of his turn. And then I'm going to do this, which is the same thing I just did, but it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's going to be 9 minus 1, so 8 damage. We're definitely going to do this guy here, down to 22 health there. Technically, I do have 1 more card play, but I can't really do anything with it. So at the end of the turn, I take 1 damage. This is down to 32, and I draw a card because I already activated an ability. Now it is the scenario's turn again. This is the last boss card here. Another 30 health. At the beginning of the scenario, flip a card over from the deck. At the end of the scenario, deal 2 damage to the player with the lowest HP. So that means next time we're going to be start actually dealing from this deck as well, so we'll get non-boss enemies here more. So if we kill him quick, we could not have to worry about these and just worry about these guys. And at the end of the turn, so 2 damage to the lowest, which is going to be Zane, but he's got a -1, so he will just take 1 damage from him. 3 damage to the highest HP. She also has a -1, so she will just take 2. And at the end, each take 1, but they all have block 1, but they will discard. I think I forgot to do that last time, but that's all right. I'm not going to go back. That was my bad. Ooh, but I do have this. Whenever one player discards a card, deal 1 damage to any target. I will deal 1 damage to that target there to get rid of him. And now that's the end of the scenario turn. Now we'll come to the realm deck here. Oh, and we just get another one. The exact same thing, do 2 damage to one with the fewest cards. He's got 7 HP. And we're actually even, so we'll -2 and then we'll +2. And so nothing happens. All right, and we are back to Claire's turn. However, I only have 1 card here, so I'm going to play it, which it is a trinket. And as an activated ability, I get to draw 3 and then discard 1 from the hand. And I could do this with someone else, but might as well do it with her because it is a trinket. So this will go up to 4. So I get to do 4 damage. And then because I played a card, I get to do 2 and 2 because of my +1. So I'm actually doing 8 damage. And because I don't want that thing to happen, we're going to do 8 damage to him. We don't try to kill him first, so we don't have cards from the deck coming out as well. However, now I'm going to activate this card for my activated ability to draw 3 cards. 1 and 3. Oh, dang. I actually have all 3 of these are really good cards. So I could increase my damage again by 1. I could add 2 counters to the forge and then deal that number of damage and then draw a card. Or I could deal X fire damage to any target where X is equal to the number of forge cards in play +3. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could do 10 damage with that one. I could do 6 damage with that one, but then get to draw a card. Or increase my damage again over time and do another forge. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of this one for my discard. So now I just have 1 card left to play for my turn. And let's go ahead and do this one. So because I played this one, I get to up this to a 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 9. 10, 11. So now each of those so that's 11 damage. And I will do 11 damage to this guy. All right. Player is starting to get beefed up here. I like it. And then I will draw to end my turn here. And we'll come over to Zane. So we'll activate his thing again here. So I get to draw 2 cards. Then I do have to discard 1. I'm going to discard this one here, which is an enchantment that just reduces realm effects, which there really aren't too much out there right now. And then I'm going to play this one, draw 1 card. I get to play 1 and then I get to heal 1. So he's going to heal up to 32. I get to play a card, which is going to be this one. Draw 3 cards, discard 1 card of your hand, then play 1 from your hand. Can only cast 1 foresight turn. That's fine. So I get to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Then I have to discard 1, which I'll discard this one because there's no events or enchantments out. And then I'll play this one, deal 3 earth damage to any target, and heal target player 2 damage. And we'll heal Claire up to 33. 2 damage there. And then technically I have 1 more because that was told me to play 1, but I don't want to right now from my hand. So I won't. I've already activated an ability, so I can't attack. Man, he's set up to do some good attacks because of all those imbuements. However, I have to just get the cards. All right, and we draw a card to end his turn. And we're at the boss's turn here. Now, we don't have any more bosses, so we don't have to flip another one over. However, at the beginning of the scenario turn, flip a card over from the deck. So we will have to flip one of these over. We've got a Glass Guardian for 10 HP. When this creature is destroyed, deal 4 air damage to that player. At the end of the scenario turn, heal boss with the lowest HP 3 damage. Oh, snap. All right, he's got 10 HP. So we'll place 10 HP on him. And then at the end now, we've got, at the end of the scenario, deal 3 damage to play with the highest HP, which is going to be player, but she's got that -1, so we'll just take 2 damage there. At the end of the turn, deal 2 damage to play with the lowest HP, which now will be Claire. So just 1 though, because of she's got the block 1. They each take 1, but they both block 1, but they will have to discard 1. So Claire will discard this one, and Zane will discard this one. And then at the end of the scenario, heal 3 HP with the lowest HP, which is him. That sucks. We'll get 1, 2, and 3 back. All right, that's the end of the scenario round. Come over here to the realm. We'll draw 1. At the end of the realm rage, enrage Boomer again, so that's the same one. Deal 4 damage, and at the end, the collapse will go up by 2. 2, which we don't want the collapse because that'll get rid of that one. But he's going to do 4 damage to the player with the highest, which is Zane. So he'll take 3 damage because he's got a -1 as well. So he's down to 29. And then this one, -2, +2, so we're good there. It is Claire's turn here. So I'm definitely going to play this spell. I only have 1 card in my hand. Deal X fire damage to any target where X equals the number of forge cards in play +3. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 damage, which would have killed Jax, but he's got +3. Ooh, but I do have 2 +2s actually now. So he does do 13 damage, which that means he has 1 health left because of that dang Glass Guardian. So for the second, I'm actually going to do this ability because I don't have any more cards. So I'm going to do this ability to draw 3, 1, 3, and then I have to discard 1 from hand. Oh. But I played a card, so I get to do 3 and 3. So I do get to go 3, so I kill him, so nothing else will spawn. And then let's go 3 more here. 1, so he's down to 18 there, or she is down to 18 there. I'm going to discard this one. It's just a spell. I'm going to discard that. And for my second card, I'm going to play this one, my Wealth of Tomes. When this player draws 1 or more cards, draw 1 additional, which is another trinket, which means this will go up to 6, meaning I will do 6 damage, then 6, and I played a card, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I could do up to 12 damage. So I will definitely take 12 from this girl here, meaning she is down to 6 health already. All right, I'm really liking Claire right now. She is fantastic. I already activated ability, so I don't get to do that, but I get to draw a card, and I actually get to draw 2 of them because of that new forge trinket that I just placed. And now we have Zane's turn here. I'm gonna play this imbuement. Draw 3 cards, discard 1 from your hand, then play 1 from your hand. So I get to draw 3, 1, 2, and 3. I get to discard 1. I'm gonna discard this one just because I don't have. There's no events out from the realm anyways. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. We finally got the card we needed here. Zane deals any target X damage where X is equal to the number of imbuements in graveyard. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because I've got separate piles. This is the non-imbuements. This is the imbuements. So we have 12 imbuements in there. But actually, I'm not going to play that one yet. I'm actually going to play this one to get another imbuement in there. Draw 1 card. Play 1 card from your hand. So this card is actually here. So I haven't even started. So this is my first one. So this is not my second one yet. But I only can play one of these per turn, but I get to draw 1 card, which allows me to play more, and I get to play a card from there. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this now. So I just played that one down. So now there's 13 imbuements in there. So I'm going to do 13 plus 2, 15 damage. Because I don't want to waste 15 damage on him, I will take 15 away from this boss here to start whittling her down as well. And then I'm going to play this one. As an additional cost of the spell, discard 1 card and destroy target non-boss enemy with 10 or less HP. And I'm going to discard this one here to play more cards just because I only have 1 card left in my hand. This non-boss enemy has 10 or less, so I will destroy him. And it does say when this creature is destroyed, deal 4 air damage to that player. So Zane does have that -1, so he will take 3. 1, 2, 3. At 26, we're still doing pretty good here. And then for my last thing is I'm going to just do activate my 5 elements. So that's 4, 5, 6. And sure enough, she only has 6 health left. Haha. So we'll discard her. And all we have left is the one we were supposed to start off with, but I didn't read the card. I didn't read all the cards before I dealt it, so that was my bad. But all we have is her left, and I will draw 1 card to end his turn. And now it is the snare's turn, and actually at the beginning of the turn, oh snap, I have not been doing that. Oh man. Okay, that made it 10 times easier. At the beginning of the snare turn, flip over a card from the deck. And I've only done 1 card, and I was supposed to be doing that since the very beginning. All right, that was a huge mistake. That would have changed a lot. I apologize for that. We got the exact same thing, Glass Guardian. So that means she's gonna heal by 3. I'm glad I got rid of the other one, so they weren't healing for 6. And I don't know what to do about it. I'm just gonna keep going, I guess. I apologize. But now she's the last boss, so she does 5 damage to the one with the highest HP, which is Claire, but she has a -1, so we'll do 4. 1, 4, down to 26. And now we have the realm. At the end of each realm, deal 2 damage to the player with the lowest HP. When this card comes into play, deal 2 damage to the player with the highest HP. So they each take 1, since they have a -1, because he comes into play. Now at the end, we'll do 2, 2, so those minus out. We'll do 4 with the highest HP, which actually they're even right now. So I'll go 4, so about -1, so 1, 2, 3 for Claire. and then 2 damage with the lowest HP, which is also Claire now. She'll take 1 because she has that minus. And we'll give them their health here. I mean, at this point, I'm really just kind of trying to get rid of the boss and ignoring these, and hopefully they don't kill me. All right, however, it is Claire's turn, and she is a hard hitter recently. So I'm gonna place this one. So whenever I discard 1 or more, I get to do 1 damage. And then up to 4 targets take 4 fire damage, where X is the number of 4 cards in play. 4 targets are going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 of them are going to take 10 damage. So that will kill that Glass Guardian for 1. Take 10 damage from the boss, of course. So that's 2. Let's come over here. We'll take 10 damage for this creature to die, and 10 damage for this creature to die. And both of them don't have anything when they die. And that was 4. However, she did play a card. Oh, so she was supposed to up that by 1, so that's 7 damage, and these each get to go. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 13 more damage. How much damage do we have here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So that kills that boss, and that wins us the game. All right, that was an abrupt ending, but big caveat. Let's just kind of look here. I would have had a lot more of these out. That was just my bad. That was definitely turned out easier. This is technically a level 2 out of 5 difficulty, and 5 being the hardest, so it's not one of the hardest ones anyways, but I definitely made it a level 1, if not a level 0.5 difficulty. The next time the boss is dealt damage, sacrifice the enchantment, deal 4 damage to that player. So that's a trap that would have gone off. There's another healing that would have happened. When this card comes into play, attached to the player with the most enchantments and trinkets at the beginning of this player's turn, deal them damage equal to the number of enchantments. Or at the end of the turn, the player with this virus may sacrifice a trinket. Oh, that would have destroyed me. Oh man. Yep. Yeah. I definitely played it on the easy level. My bad with that. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about my thoughts on this. Just my overall thoughts. I've played this a handful of times now. I absolutely love this part, right? I mean, look at all these cards I have out in play. You start getting all the combos, how they're playing off of each other and everything. Zane's was a little different. Instead of having everything out on his board, it was all about everything in his discard pile, which was very different than any other player I've played so far. So that was kind of cool, right? By the end, you're definitely feeling powerful because of everything that's playing off each other. These two characters didn't interact as much as some of my past characters had. In my other playthroughs, they kind of interacted a little bit more. I guess technically Claire could have, because a lot of these said I could play to another character, but I was kind of selfish with her because I wanted more and more trinkets and forges out here because that increased my damage a lot. So she could have, interacted a little bit more, but I just chose not to. But that interaction between the two, the building up of the characters is super awesome. We didn't see it too much in this playthrough, but there are a handful of cards in here that, like this one, reward, reduce collapse count by 1, heal the player who finished the quest 3 damage. Right, so there's actually some in here that benefit you in the realm deck. They're not all just bad. Some of them can have benefits. I guess we did see like this one. This one was a benefit, right? So the realm deck is kind of this like, it might be good, it might be bad event type of deck. Whereas the scenario deck has been very different every time. As you saw this time, we had like 4 main bosses. Another one I played had like levels you had to go through. Another one was just a main big boss out front, and then you had like little minions coming out throughout it, right? So each scenario deck actually felt very different. This one would have been much more difficult if I would have paid attention to what the card said, but I did not, so I apologize again for that. Some things that I didn't like, with a big caveat here, because I've only played at 2-player every time I've played, because I've played solo and I don't want to handle more than 2. But at 2-player, right, you play 2 cards, meaning your hand runs out quite quickly. But because you can play 2 cards from your hand and you're only drawing 1 at the end of your turn, this time wasn't too bad, but there's been multiple times where I just don't have a hand. So it's like, yeah, I could play 2 cards, but I don't have a hand to do it. Or like happened with Zane a couple times where like, I could play 2 cards, but no cards in my hand help me right now. So I literally can't do anything except for my 1 activate ability. Like I said, that's a caveat. That's just because with 2 people, when you play with 3 or more, you could only play 1 card. And so I'm sure that would be much less of a problem. And even with this one, it was not necessarily a problem. Like I still went through it just fine. It's just kind of hard sometimes. When you could do stuff, technically you can play 2 cards, but you don't have cards at all. There's no way to quickly get more cards. It was nice with Zane's innate ability to draw 2 cards. I definitely used that a handful of times. Finally, when she got this Helm of Knowledge, so she could draw cards, that helped. Right, so each character definitely has ways to draw more cards. And that was another thing I have enjoyed, is the ability to draw cards. A lot of the heroes have very different ways they do stuff, but they all have good drawing abilities, usually, at least somewhere throughout their deck. I mean, as you can see, I wasn't even close getting through her deck there. I actually went through a good amount of Zane's deck because he was able to draw a lot more. And once again, coming back to the heroes, you could just tell how different these heroes played, with all of her trinkets out there and all of his spell imbuements in his discard or graveyard, right? Like that is, every time I've played with 2 new characters, and every character has not felt the same at all. So I really do enjoy the difference in all the heroes. Obviously, this is a prototype, so, you know, the tokens and stuff, you know, they're paper, that's fine. I ended up using this. I mean, this is something I 3D printed and then colored with marker. So, you know, it's high tech. But those are kind of nice. I would much rather those than tokens for health if I can. These dice are just for counters, as you saw. So I do like that, having that for counters more than like little tokens. So I did like that. I think that was my biggest complaint, was just the cards, of like not being able to do anything on my turn just because I didn't have any cards and there's no like innate ability to draw. That was probably my biggest complaint. Other than that, I actually really do enjoy both the scenario deck and the realm deck, and then being able to build your characters up. It's definitely right, it's not just you're going through your deck and whatever you have is nice. You're actually building your character throughout it, which is very fulfilling, right? Doing 12, 13 damage attacks kind of thing was awesome. Other than that, this is Champions of the 100 Halls. It is on Kickstarter right now. Check the link below, and I will see you later.